did your girlfriend ever think like, or you, but like, I don't want this to be our story. Like, I want to like, you know what I mean? Or, you know, when people say like, hey, how did you meet? Is there like a hesitation like, oh, I did online dating?
Yeah. No, there definitely is. 100%. Whenever like at first, like we would tell, like I think at first, like we didn't, I don't know if I told my family that we met on Tinder.
Okay.
I think that we like said we had like mutual friends and stuff like that, which was true. It was not a complete lie. It was a white lie, I would say.
Yeah.
But
Sorry,
totally.
Gabe's family.
Yeah.
We are back with 3 girls, 1 office, where we are living, laughing, and thriving. We are recording here in the Westchester studios, where we do all of our podcasts. If you ever thought about doing a podcast or have any media needs, this is the place to do it, right outside of Westchester Borough. We are here with Steph and Dee, and also a special guest today, which is usually behind the scenes. He is with us today, Gabe Francis.
Yeah.
As our special guest. We've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about, and we're going to get right into it. What are we talking about today, girls?
All right. So today we are going to talk about something that the 3 of us really don't know much about. So that's why we have Gabe here to kind of bring us into the new age here. But we're going to learn a little bit about and talk about online dating.
Yes.
Which I missed that cutoff. Like I probably met my husband right before, like, you know, this is like 2004, but right before I think people were really getting into it.
Yeah.
So I don't know a whole lot about it except the research we've done. So I'm really looking forward to picking Gabe's brain because he has had success with online dating. And I just kind of want to know, can you tell us, Gabe, a little bit about just the process? Like what made you decide, I'm going to do that? Like I'm not, you know, was it something
Because
a lot of
you're
your
so
friends
young.
were doing? Yeah, you're young.
You're
and that's
young.
what people are doing. But what just kind of like, I know to meet someone, but were you nervous? Was it easy to do? Tell me everything.
Yeah.
I got Tinder is where my girlfriend and I met.
Okay.
I got it like freshman year of college, I think, because I was in a relationship in high school.
Okay.
And then when I went to college, we broke up, like usual breakups or whatever.
Yeah.
So I downloaded Tinder naturally, and I don't know. It was kind of. I just used it to try and like meet people because like I didn't know anyone at college, so it was more of like that, and like I had just had a breakup, so. And then I honestly did not. I was using it for like 4 years before I ever had like any. But I also wasn't really like looking for a girlfriend. It was kind of more of like a game.
Yeah, just
you know, it's because you're like swiping and it's like.
That is so interesting to me because, like, when I think about online dating, I think about it for like the older generation that it isn't going out and going to bars and your typical way that you would meet people. So when I did the research and found that, like, I think it was like 56 or some kind of a high percentage of people between 18 and 26 or 29, something like that, are online dating. And it was like, that was an eye-opener to me.
I keep thinking to myself, had I had that option, maybe I would have. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. It sounds like a little bit scary. Yeah. But then, talking to you now, Gabe, you've met someone that's so wonderful, and like you hear other success stories, and it's like it really makes sense because you can really kind of, you create a profile, correct?
Yep.
And you can put like what you're looking for and like maybe qualities that you're looking for, and kind of. That way you're kind of getting around the BS of like meeting someone and then all of a sudden you think you like them and then you find something out that really doesn't match up.
Yeah. It's like Build-A-Bear, I think. Like you go and you like pick what you want, what you don't want. Like I feel like you can like essentially pick your
I need you to dive into that a little bit.
What do you mean by that?
Build a perfect woman.
Right.
You like go and
pick the outfit, you pick the shoes.
Yes,
like
exactly. and not you can I don't know the word I'm looking like personalize what you're looking for.
Yes.
Right. Height,
common interests.
weight. Exactly.
Common
it's
interests.
like you're building your perfect person. And you can be picky, I think, on the internet because you don't know them.
Yeah.
Right. So you can kind of pick and choose instead of when you're at the bar and you're like,
but I have to ask
and now you're like, oh
yeah.
You already can kind of like, I don't know.
But if there's certain things that are like deal breakers to you,
yeah.
like I think that's pretty awesome that you can Now, I'm not saying every story is a success story. I've heard a lot of, and we'll get into the ugly of this, but did you have specific, like, I've never filled out a profile. I have helped someone, and I don't know why anyone would want my help because I've never done it before. But does it really give you a lot of options about, like, certain qualities that are really important to you, or? Some
do. Not Tinder.
Okay.
Tinder's not really honestly the best for actually finding love.
Okay.
Like, it's like not really that great.
Okay.
I would say like other apps though that I had used were a lot better at that. Like there's Hinge.
Yeah.
Like Hinge is a lot more like detailed than Tinder, and you have a way better chance of actually like figuring out who someone is. Like Tinder's people are a little bit more anonymous on there, so it's harder in that aspect.
It's a little bit more
copy.
Like
we won't tag Tinder.
social.
Got it?
Yeah. I know. Like a lot of my friends when they did Match.com.
Yeah,
for a
like
while that was a popular one.
yeah.
And then I know a couple like people that were maybe looking for someone more in like the spiritual, religious kind of match there. eHarmony, I believe it is the one for that. And like,
is it? Do you think that it's focused these particular sites like towards a certain age? Like, is Tinder for one age group, eHarmony for another, Match for another?
Could be. I think Tinder's definitely like younger.
Yeah, I do too.
Like a lot younger, like college age.
Right.
And then I would say like Hinge is for more people who are like really serious about like finding a relationship. There's Bumble too.
Oh yeah.
what's like Plenty of Fish? Is that one? I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
There was one I saw. We met a couple days ago and we were doing a little research. There was one called Coffee and Coffee and a Bagel. Or
I
something.
went on a deep dive of that
Yeah,
site.
like
Coffee meets bagel.
That's it. Like
Coffee meets bagel.
Tell us, what is it? I don't think I
was created by three sisters, and the bagels are the matches.
Oh,
They call them bagels,
okay.
and there's beans, which is like an in-app
Coffee bean
currency that you can use, I guess, to pay to use more of the app.
Interesting.
I just can't imagine looking at a person and calling them like a bagel. Like, I don't know about this
bagel.
cinnamon raisin. I don't
That's
know
definitely
about
what
this.
they do too.
It's so crazy.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
But
read
three
this though.
sisters.
This is kind of interesting. 1 in 10 people meet their partner on
That's pretty crazy.
I feel like
on
But
that way.
I think that's great because
totally
some people
crazy to
don't
me.
want to.
In a good way, crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing that there's an option to do it that way.
Yeah, some people don't want to do the bar scene. Let's say.
Yeah.
If you're at a certain age, or maybe like you're single, maybe you've been with someone for a long time, whether you're married or long-term relationship, and then you're all of a sudden you're single and you don't know what to do. It might be the way to go.
Yeah.
I have a family member that did silver singles,
it's on the
and
list.
I had to help them set up their profile because it's an age thing too. I mean, it's kind of an interesting thing that you have to do, and also to talk about yourself. Was that hard for you? Like, I guess you said yours was more like Tinder wasn't as detailed, but I keep thinking like, there's all these questions and I don't even know. Like, I was trying to help her and I'm like, this is really hard.
Yeah. So take us down like how it would go. So you do the profile, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you message back and forth. Yes.
So it's like a swiping thing. So like you open the app once your profile set up.
Right.
Okay.
It shows you a bunch of people in the area,
Okay.
and you just swipe left or right depending on if you're like A, attracted to them, or B, like you think that you would be a good match.
Okay.
So you swipe, and then you wait for other people to swipe on you. So then
Okay.
depending on if you both swipe like right on each other, which is like you both are
okay.
interested,
God, I'm
Right.
having
Then-
anxiety just thinking about this.
then you can message them. So then you could
my
like
feelings hurt. If
Oh,
someone
so
did
if
that.
they,
It's
if
terrible,
they swipe
like,
on you and
honestly.
you swipe on them, then you're like,
yeah.
you
So
can
then
talk. But
you
if they
have the
don't,
option to talk.
Okay.
Whoa.
So you don't have to message them. They don't have to message you. It's
Okay. And it's
my
not
God.
really based on.
it's
there's
amazing.
nothing. It's based basically on attraction at first.
yeah. Tinder is like
And then
purely
maybe-
attraction. To
So
be
maybe
honest.
So tell me this. So someone is you both swipe. Before you agree to talk, are you getting to know any information about them as far as like interests, anything, or is it just attraction?
a photo.
based on their pretty much what you get on Tinder is like their photos, and they can put like a bio,
Okay.
and they can
Okay.
put like a interest tags
All right.
area. So
Okay.
you'll know like base level stuff of them.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So then,
Yeah.
all right. So let's dive in a little bit. So you swipe, you message,
Mm-hmm.
then you meet.
No.
Really?
Not in most cases. No. The thing with like Tinder and honestly like most dating apps is a lot of time you would message them. If the messages go well, and on that chance that they do, because it's a lot of time like you message someone on Tinder and they don't answer, or they answer with like they have a poor, like it's just a bad answer. So
Like,
you're like,
you
all
just
right, I don't
get a
want
bad
to
vibe.
I don't want to talk to you anyways. They're just like in a dry conversations.
Yeah.
But let's say that it does get to that point, and you're like, okay, so you'd probably either like ask for their number or like their Snapchat or something like that, depending on like age group, to be honest. But and then once you get them like off the platform, that's when you kind of start like doing like the whole talking phase thing.
Okay, so this is
And then
of talking.
and then the talking phase, and then if you really start to like each other, then you like ask them on a date, and then that's kind of where like the actual like in person.
So this
stuff
could go
starts
on for
happening.
weeks. You're
It
saying?
could go on for weeks. It could go on for months. It could go on for.
It's not like a day of, like you're in the
No,
area, I'm in the
no.
area, let's meet and have a drink.
No, some people are. Some people definitely are like that, but I would
okay.
say most are not.
Interesting.
Wow.
Do you
Most
think
are
it makes
not.
you less? So in the little bit of singlehood that I had, like, and when I was dating, the nerves, like I would hate, like I'm sweating just thinking about it. But is it less nerve wracking because you've actually like communicated and kind of you've gone through different levels to get to this point? Yeah, I feel like I'd be much more comfortable.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah.
If you've messaged for now, if it's just like one time and they're like, let's meet, and then I would be nervous too.
Yeah.
So it seems like it gives you the option to communicate and build up a comfort level first.
Can you see the people who viewed your, like who swiped left? Like who
I-
rejected you? Can
who
you
was
see that?
interested?
No, you can't see everyone who's rejected you.
Oh
That would
my
suck.
God. I think
That
I would cry.
suck.
I would cry.
But you can pay to see everyone who's swiped right on you. Like even if you have not swiped right on them, like you can. That's like the only thing that you can. If you like pay for like the plus version.
So if
like,
you want to build up your confidence level, your ego a little.
Yes.
Yeah,
What if you
like,
what if you
one
paid for it
person-
and no one did?
I know.
Yeah, that would suck.
There's a lot
Can
of
we make
heartbreak.
a collective deal if we ever are single? Like, please.
Yeah.
I'll swipe on you guys. Like,
Yeah.
swipe, just so if we
Make me
ever
feel
pay
good
for
about
that
myself.
service, we can at least say, all right.
I did read that Tinder is the most downloaded app, with 66,000 daily downloads across the U.S. and Europe.
Wow.
Like,
Jeez.
think of
That's
how
insane.
many
That's insane.
people.
And
That's
Tinder is
wild.
the number one.
And it said, like, it was, what I was reading gave, like, Bumble and then, like, a little description, right? So it said Bumble was best dating app for bold women.
Yeah.
Also used for finding platonic friendships. And I did read a lot of that. Like, a lot of these apps are, like, just finding people to hang out with.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
They're, like,
I
friends
never
groups.
thought
Yeah.
about it like that.
I
Like-
love that they like build kind of a community of people. Like it's
Yeah.
almost, I don't know.
I
It's
think
a great
it's
way to
great.
find
Yeah.
mutual interests and like-minded people. Honestly, but I wanted to read this. This is the numbers. This is what I didn't have earlier. But it says more than half of adults aged 18 to 29, 56% have used online dating sites and apps. Like that's a
That
to
is a
me
lot.
That's a lot.
just in that age group. I think it's just so interesting. But what I thought was even more interesting were this statement. Nearly half of adults aged 30 to 49 have used online dating as a way to meet somebody, which I think I would have said more in that age group and less in that 18 to 29 age group. So it's kind of shocking to me that that's the way now. It's like much less like let's meet at a bar at 2 a.m.
No one does that my
You know,
age. To
no
be
one does
honest.
that.
No,
So-
maybe like
It's maybe
now.
it's yeah.
But when I had it, I was also in college. So like people like I haven't had it for like 4 years now. So like I don't know. Like when I was in college, a lot of the people my age were not like. A lot if you're not even 21, like you can't meet at the bar.
Yeah,
you can't
sure.
maybe like a coffee shop or something
Right,
like that.
yeah.
But I feel like you're at that age, you're a lot more like nervous to do that
Sure,
stuff anyways.
Yeah.
And like the internet has a lot of weird people.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does.
A lot of weird people, and especially like
does.
Tinder, you can easily make an anonymous account on there. Like you could easily catfish people on that app. So it's like
Yeah,
You really
that's
gotta
what I
kinda
think about.
I do worry about
play
like
the long game
the
sometimes.
safety of like
Yeah.
you know I always wonder about that, but I think now they've given enough advice of like, meet in a public place and take your time with things and
So
try
like
to
you're
vet
just gonna be
people.
like you meet, you message, you swipe, do all the things, and then you talk offline or whatever, and then like do you meet like how does that work? I mean, aren't you afraid to meet?
I mean,
don't
yeah,
know.
but that's when it kind of gets into like the regular dating. You know, you'd be nervous to like go on any date.
All right, so have you been on any dates like when you were, younger and before you were in a committed relationship? Like, did anybody kind of surprise you? Like, was there a picture?
Not like what they
not
were
like
what it
catfish
looked
type of thing?
If not, make up a story, please. Right now.
I have.
We need the subscribe.
I definitely have. I've definitely met people from dating apps that did not look like their profile.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rough.
That is really rough.
I find it so gutsy that you would like put this photo up and then like you meet unless you intend on never meeting anyone. Like, I can't imagine putting a photo up of me and then showing up and just looking nothing like don't you feel some sort of
I think that's a risky little move.
Yeah.
I feel like if I were doing this, I would go into the bar and I would be like totally incognito and I'd be looking to see like did the guy that we
She'd have, like,
talked with
sunglasses.
look like his picture, and if not, like
You're out.
I'm out.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm
okay.
texting like I'm so
yeah.
sorry. Something suddenly came up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. My dog ran away. I have to go home.
Washing my
hey.
hair today.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right now.
Oh my
So
god.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Do you think there's a level? I mean, I know that I have single friends, and I'm always like, go do online dating, and they are kind of like embarrassed. Which did you ever feel like? Did your girlfriend ever think like, or you? But like, I don't want this to be our story. Like, I want to like. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
when people say like, "Hey, how did
definitely.
you meet?" Is there like a hesitation, like, "Oh, I did online dating"?
Yeah. No, there definitely is. 100%. Whenever like at first like we would tell, like I think at first like we didn't. I don't know if I told my family that we met on Tinder.
Okay.
I think that we
Just
like
met
said
at
we had
school.
like mutual friends and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which
Yeah.
was true. It was not a complete lie. It was a white lie, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sorry,
totally.
Gabe's family.
Yeah.
True.
Nah, they definitely. I mean, they know now for sure. But it's so weird telling people that because like, it is not common for that to be successful. So it's just like weird telling people like that we met on Tinder. Like Tinder, like I do not like. I mean, I like Tinder because that's how we met. But like other than that, that app sucks.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I was totally shocked when you had originally said it, just because you're so young.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody our age said it, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool. You know what I mean? But I guess I just assume that all young kids are just out living their best lives, just meeting people organically.
Yeah.
it's more like anxious. I think like our generation's like so like hidden behind screens, and I feel like that
That
affects
is a
it.
good point.
Yeah.
Like
It
I
affects
remember,
it.
like you were saying, college. You don't know a lot of people. I remember my first couple weeks at college. I did know some people that like went to college that I went to high school with and everything, but like generally you don't know that many people, right? And it's so you're just like, oh, the dorm's having a social. Like you have to like go places.
Yeah.
There was no cell phones and screens, and we didn't even have computers necessarily. Like we had to go to the computer lab to do a paper. So yeah, I mean, to think that like you might be able to meet a social, like a group of friends. A lot of people now even meet before they start school. They like can match up with roommates.
Sure.
That's what I did.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really amazing, and I can't even imagine. Like I can see why as a freshman you would be like, all right, why not? I mean, that's what you're used to.
Yeah.
But I feel bad though for like I said, like older people that maybe never have dated or haven't in 30 plus years, and they have to do this whole new technology.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, that would be rough. That would be rough. I mean, I would say we're somewhat into technology, but not like Gabe's
I think
level.
we can handle a swipe. Like,
A swipe, but like,
Yeah.
what do you swipe? Left, right? I don't know, but we can
So-
I think that's right.
Hold on. So if you like somebody, you would go, is this a swipe? Like, that's
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you swipe your finger to the right.
So
is
that's
that-
right, and
I
then that would be
think-
left.
I think.
gotcha.
but
maybe we should make a fake account.
Yeah.
That's-
It's
Try
a
it out,
crazy
see?
app. It is crazy.
No.
You would see people on there like the thing with Tinder too. Like you would see if you say like you went to your like hometown. I don't know if this is your hometown for any of you, but like say like I would go home on from college break, and you would see everyone in the vicinity on the app. So you would either like see a bunch of people from high school that was so weird to see,
Yeah.
or you would see people that are like in relationships on the app, and you're like, and that would happen like a lot. Like that
You're
was a
kidding.
very frequent. I remember actually a funny story when I
didn't even-
first like started dating my girlfriend,
Right.
I forgot to delete all my dating apps. I deleted the apps, but I didn't. I had to delete my accounts, which I did not do because I didn't know that this was a thing. And she, for a little bit, had one of her best friends text her when we were months into dating each other.
I matched up with
she was
Gabe
she sent me a photo, a screenshot from her friend saying why you're just so you know your boyfriend's still on Tinder, and I was like, whoa. I was like, I am not. I was like, that's not true.
All right, everyone.
So she didn't distrust
accounts.
me. But delete your accounts if you're.
That's
love.
wild.
I never even thought about
Yeah,
that.
I didn't either.
So what? But does it show that you're active even if you haven't deleted it, or can you?
I don't know.
I
It
think you
just
just
showed.
delete it.
You're still
Yeah.
You just delete it.
I have a lot of friends that are single and that do use apps to date and stuff, and it's interesting because they'll be like, oh, it seems like the conversation for them, and a different age group obviously, goes on. And maybe doesn't go to the meeting part of it all. I don't know if it's because it's a different app or whatever, but it's just interesting how, I don't know.
And maybe
people
you're just
communicate
finding
on it.
people that you just become
friends with.
text friends. You just, it's
Yeah.
like a neutral party that you just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's kind of.
Yeah. Well,
cool.
I will tell you, I have a single friend who I can't remember which apps. She's tried a couple different ones, but she used to tell me so many wild stories. And I mean, I can't really share in depth what she told me.
Oh,
but
yes, you can.
She
Yes,
would
you
receive.
can.
I would love to know what goes on in the mind of a guy or a girl. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Why would they send I'm talking after just a very brief conversation, sending very explicit photos. She was and not even nice ones, really gross.
What are nice ones?
Well,
Groom. What's nice ones?
I mean,
a happy smile. Is that what we're talking about?
I mean, I don't think she needs to see people, going to the bathroom, for instance. You know what I'm saying? I'm not kidding.
What?
No.
I'm not kidding.
No.
I'm well,
I'm sorry.
What is
You're
going
gonna have to share.
So that really freaked me out. I was like, oh my gosh, I kind of was feeling bad for her. This is the quality of what is on. But then now that I've that's just one experience. Then you see a lot of other great experiences.
That's
Yeah. Who?
Yeah.
No. First of all,
Speechless.
the whole idea of sending
I saw the picture with my own eyes.
No.
So this is no
that
lie.
whole thing freaks me
This
out.
is no lie. I had another friend recently. Someone sent her an explicit pic, and she's like, "Do you want to see?" And I'm like, "Wait, really?" I was like, "I kind of do, but now I don't. I better not." I just because I couldn't believe what she was telling me was sent to her.
Ew.
So it's a little wild. I think some people, I don't know. Are there a lot of crazy things that are going on
I've
here?
seen it with
Or is
friends.
it the different one?
Yeah. I've had friends that have shared pictures with me. I don't ever want to see them.
I'm sorry if
but
I scarred anyone, and I don't be. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of good here, but
Yeah.
I was just wanted to kind of say there's some crazy stuff too.
I think that goes on though without even the dating apps. You meet somebody, wherever you start to date,
Yeah.
you don't know each other, then those pictures start going out. It's a whole new world.
Hopefully
man.
it goes
I don't
out
know.
sooner rather than later, right? So you haven't kind of
Invested.
falling for
Yeah.
somebody, and then
Looking at-
now they're like, here's something.
Gabe's reactions. Luckily, I can tell Gabe didn't have that experience. Luckily,
What? Oh, just having people send you nudes?
yeah.
nudes are just
I mean, no, that happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Is that a normal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some
It's
confidence out there,
it's
though.
insane.
You know
But
what?
is it really them? That's the question.
See, that's the thing. I don't.
I know.
I mean, sometimes it could be a catfish.
Don't you
don't
want to
know.
save some things for the imagination? I don't
Right.
You
I
would
don't know.
think.
Is that
For the
old
first
school
date?
now?
I don't.
You
Well,
would
right.
think.
We're so old. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're not. I mean, the three of us are
No.
Yeah.
you know.
Yes. I don't know.
I don't know anything, but I think it's interesting, and I do. I'm sure one day, I have sons, and
Yeah.
one day, who knows, they may be doing online dating, and I'm gonna be like, I know what's going on. Be polite, be good.
Yeah.
Steph will be all up in there. Will
What's
you
your
tell
pa-
them about
what-
the
What's your password?
Will you tell them about the dangers of
Oh.
nudes?
Watch out.
They're out there forever.
Never send a girl a photo while you're on the toilet. What?
Yeah.
How do you have that kind of
so
conversation?
weird.
You're not running for president, I guess.
No.
I've never had that conversation, but you guarantee I will have that conversation now. I've never even thought about that.
I mean, that one's pretty obscure. I don't.
Okay.
That's weird for sure.
I was floored.
Like, I wonder if that person was
I
like,
was floored.
this
but
is
it was
so
a good
hot.
laugh. Yeah. It's
like,
a
I'm
good
going to
story.
send this.
This'll do.
Ew.
It's a good story, and I'm here to tell it. But it's luckily she has a great sense of humor, and we laughed about it. But wow,
Tell me she didn't go out with him after
she
that.
didn't. She never went out with him. I think that basically sealed the deal.
A real red flag.
We're not going to be meeting.
Gabe, do you know anyone older, like our age or older, who have also been successful in online dating?
Yeah, my cousin, he's like mid late 30s.
Yeah.
His current wife, I'm pretty sure. I'm like 60-70% sure that they also met like online and to some degree. I don't know if it was a dating app, but yeah, I think he's the only one. I don't really know that.
Yeah.
I don't know that many people in general, nor my age at all. I don't really know that many people in general who have met on like a dating app.
Okay.
At least that they're like open about. Like I'll tell people if they ask me. Like I don't care like at all.
I
Yeah.
think it's great.
But most people
Well,
don't
the
just
internet
like
says
flaunt
1
it,
in
you know.
10, so there's people out there.
I think it's great. I don't know if my self-esteem can handle the
Rejection.
Yeah.
No way.
It's kind of brutal.
but
I think my biggest fear would be, and I also in my search came up that Ashley Madison.
Oh, my goodness.
You
what
wouldn't.
that is?
It was from
Gabe
2015.
does not know what it is.
No.
It was an
No.
app.
Matt, do you know what it is?
It's an app that married people could go to.
Oh my
to
gosh,
have
I know.
affairs.
I know what you're talking
and
about.
then
I know
they
what you're talking
had a
about.
breach, and then it came like I know
Everyone.
so
Bunch of
many
famous people too,
Yeah, like
right?
Yes.
one of the
Yep.
the Duggars.
Yeah. Well, yes.
He was on there.
Ew.
I was
Are we
this-
surprised?
I
No.
mean, no, but like still,
But
like,
I
that's wild.
I think that would be my fear is
Yeah.
that you really don't know, like, are you being honest?
Well, also like
Yeah.
you never like there can be a breach. Like nothing's ever safe. So just don't put things out there about
Yeah.
yourself that
Yeah, it's the internet.
I was
Like,
really-
how would anyone? Why would
I
anyone
know.
trust something
it
like that?
lives
too?
on
But
forever.
the commercials for Ashley Madison, by the way, are hilarious. It's like if you want to have an affair, we make it easy. Like,
that's crazy.
Ew.
log on. Like that's so wild
So
to me.
crazy.
Well, I read that, and I'm not looking at my phone. I really do have my notes on my phone. I'm not texting, but that most people do dating profiles to get involved in long-term relationships. But like, do
Yeah.
you find that is the case, or are there like specific websites that are like, no, these
No.
are not? Yeah, that's what I was like.
See,
is
I
that
like
A
the
lot of
idea
it's like
of it,
kind of
though.
like unfortunately like hookup culture is
Yeah.
like really
Yeah.
like
That's what I-
popular amongst like
sure.
I
like
think
younger
probably for
ages.
older people though, there's got to be something to that. But
Oh, yeah.
honestly, I mean, being attracted to someone, especially when you don't know anything about them, I mean, obviously you want to be attracted to someone. So like,
Yeah.
the photo is definitely the first thing
Yeah.
you say. I get
Yes.
that, but it's just
Like that show, Love Is Blind. I
Oh,
love that show.
I don't watch
but
it.
like, I mean,
couldn't
how
do it.
could you? No.
when they meet for the first, have you ever seen it, Gabe?
I have not, but my girlfriend like loves it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
She loves
Dee
it.
loves it.
I
I
love
never.
it.
Dee pressured me to watch it. I watched one season. I said, "This is too stressful. I'm done."
What is the premise of it? Like, is it that you?
There are these dating pods. So there's
Okay.
like a girl's house and a boy's house, and then
Okay.
you can date all of these people. You go in these little pods. You can't see them.
You're behind a wall.
You're behind a
You have
wall.
date
You can
behind
only
a
hear their
wall.
voice. You can ask them questions, but
Yeah.
they kind of steer you away from saying like, "So you have blonde hair and blue eyes." Like
Yes.
it's supposed to get
So
you
it's
to
not about appearance.
right and like find out somebody like for who they are.
Oh, okay.
And then if you choose to, you get engaged, and they do this like huge reveal. And a couple years ago, this woman said she looked like Megan Fox.
Oh yeah.
I saw
I
Okay.
saw that.
Poor
one.
Jimmy, because she was very cute. There was nothing wrong with
Right.
her. There was nothing. She
should
was
never
very
have
cute.
said that.
She just never should have used her, because when the doors open and she's like so excited, and poor Jimmy's like,
That's not Megan Fox.
He was like kind
You
of
don't say you.
he wasn't.
Yeah, like,
he was.
He was not nice.
But like,
Yeah. No, he
no,
wasn't.
he wasn't. But like,
wasn't.
it was kind of like, can you love someone based on who they truly are
Yeah.
instead of looks?
Right.
But I can't imagine if that door opened and it was. I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
I
lied
could.
to
One,
her.
I'd be
cried.
scared to
But-
death that somebody be like, "You got to go." Like, I can't
Sure.
believe I wasted my time. Or I would be like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
Like,
Dee, you can't hide. I
No.
know.
No, I
I
talk
don't have
to
a good
Dee.
poker face.
But
But
isn't there something to be said for attraction? Like, is it wrong to be attracted
No.
first and then you want to get to know
No.
somebody? I don't know.
No.
Dude, I could talk about this all
I know.
freaking day. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But do it. I feel like if you're on the fence, just do it.
And
I
do it.
agree.
I
Try it
love
out.
it. I
Try
love
it
that
out.
you're in a like you had success, but you also how to, you've been through it, understand. And I know other people that have had success, and like anything, it's worth a shot. Why not?
Totally.
Why not?
Why not?
And if you don't like it, it's not for you. You just quit.
Yeah, that's right. Or go on Ashley Madison and find somebody married.
Yeah.
Also, delete your profile if you found someone.
Yes.
Yeah, key takeaway.
Well, Gabe, thank you so much for coming on this side of things and talking to us. We appreciate it. We I'm sure we'll have more questions down the road, but anyway, we love to hear everyone's experiences. If anyone wants to share with us on our Instagram, and we look forward to hearing some feedback and hearing from all of you. So thank you for listening today. 3 Girls, 1 Office.
Bye.